So we'll start the meeting. Okay, I'm going to call the order of the Protection and Policy Committee for Monday, May 9th, 2022. It is now 5:30. I will take a roll call. Alder Scannell. He's here. Alder Grant.
Alder Scannell is present, yes.
Yeah. And Alder Morgan.
Present.
And I'm also present. Okay, I'll take a motion for approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Oh, I can't hear. What the heck? The heck?
We can hear you. Can you hear us, Randy?
I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that was approved 4-0. I'll take a motion on approval of the minutes.
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nay, no nays? Okay. All right, on to regular business. We'll do item number 1, consideration with possible action on the appeal from Miss Jackie Anthony on the declaration of dangerous dog for her animal Jacob Jake. Law Department.
Ms. Alder Stevens, recommendation is to hold on this item because there's a petition pending in circuit court, a separate process under state law, which I can go into details if you'd like. But our recommendation is to hold on the dangerous dog declaration appeal that was submitted by Ms. Anthony until such time as the circuit court proceeding has concluded. The circuit court proceeding was filed on April 27th. And a current status as of today was that the dog's owner, Mr. Harris, was served. And we are waiting a hearing date from the court, which we should have soon.
Motion to hold.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? No. Okay, that passes 4-0. Okay, oh, little housekeeping. Anything that we discussed tonight and we approve is a recommendation to Common Council, which will be on what dates next Common Council? Clerk?
My audio is off, normally. So the next council meeting is May 17th.
Okay, May 17th, so that's a good time away. Okay, on to item number 2, consideration of possible action on the change of agent effective July 1st, 2022 for Renard and Kessler Enterprises, Inc. at 616 Lime Kiln Road.
Alder Stevens, I apologize for the interruption. Is it just me? I'm just having a hard time hearing you. Is anybody else having a hard time hearing
I
you?
was also.
Okay, you just got really quiet.
Oh, I don't know. Better?
Yep.
Yes, maybe it was just you were behind, away from the microphone.
Okay.
Maybe you just want to repeat that one if you could.
Consideration of possible action.
Oh, no.
Yeah, now we can't hear you at all.
That was even worse.
Well, I don't know what's going on.
It seems like when you turn your head,
Well, I gotta
when
read
your
this.
face on, when you're straight on, we can hear you, but if you turn your head, we can't.
Okay, well, we know what the agenda item number 2 is. So Law Department,
We have no objection. Defer to police department.
Please concur with law.
okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? All right, that passes 4-0. Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Yep, you're good.
How about if I move over here maybe? Okay, number 3, consideration with possible action on the 2022-2023 liquor license renewal application for a Class B beer license for Marcus Cinemas of Wisconsin LLC at 1000 the Kepler Drive with a change of agent. Attorney?
No objection.
Please,
Please concur.
okay, I'll take a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay. Okay, that passes. Number 4, consideration of possible action on the 2022-2023 renewal application for a Class B combination license for the Bricker Restaurant Corporation at 2363 West Mason Street with a change of agent. Attorney?
No objection from the law department.
Please concur.
I'll make a
Motion to approve.
All right. Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Nope, that passes. Okay, consideration of possible action on an application for an available Class B combination license for the 2022-2023 license year for Sushi Lovers Buffet LLC at 313 North Broadway with a license premise description as living room, seating 99 people, store and basement, and dine-in area coolers. Currently licensed at, that's so you LLC with a Class C wine and Class B beer license and contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities. Law.
We do not have objection. Want to note that this is in the Broadway Prohibition area, but it's exempted because it's primarily a restaurant food establishment. And then also there wasn't a security plan attached, but I will defer to PD to comment on that.
The security plan is the same one. I believe they're just essentially doing a name change in their LLC, so we have no objection to granting them the license.
You? Make a motion
I'll
to
make a
approve.
motion to approve, even though this one seems a little fishy to me.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, that approved. Consideration of possible action on an original application effective July 1st, 2022 for a Class B liquor and Class A beer license by Oneida Nation at 501 Packerland Drive with a license premise description as 1,100 square feet convenience store. Currently licensed by Oneida Nation as a Class A beer license and contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities. Law?
No objection.
Okay, Law, can you please explain why there's that disclaimer at the end of this for the 2 new alders?
I'm sorry, which disclaimer are you referring to?
There's a disclaimer on all of these now that says that it's contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities.
I can jump in really quick, Alders. Good evening,
Joanne.
everybody. Yes, absolutely. So the reason that we have that additional language at the end is subsequent to the granting of the license, which is what council does, the clerk's office has to actually issue the license. And that means that the establishment has to go through, they have to make sure that they're paid up on any potential taxes that are owing with Department of Revenue. And they have to go through the inspections review process to make sure that the premises are up to code and that there aren't any inspection issue violations. And once all that is cleared from an administrative level, then the clerk's office can actually physically issue the paper license to the establishment. So that's why we give approval contingent on the proper authorities within the city signing off on all the administrative level clearances.
Thank you, Attorney Longan. So that's new. The language is new. Any law department, excuse me, police department, did you have any?
We concur with law, no objection.
Okay, perfect. And number 7, consideration of possible action on the original application effective July 1st, 2022 for a class.
Alder, I don't think you voted on that.
No.
Oh, we didn't. Oh, sorry. Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
I have a second.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
He's okay, approves. Thank you, clerk. So back to consideration with possible action on the original application effective July 1st, 2022 for a Class A liquor and Class A beer license by Oneida Nation at 2597 West Mason Street with a licensed premise described as 1,100 square feet convenience store. Currently licensed by Oneida Nation as a Class A beer license and license contingent upon the approval of proper authorities. Law,
No objection.
please
Please concur.
take a motion.
Take a
Motion
motion
to-
to approve.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nays, no nays. Okay, consideration with possible action on the original liquor license application for a Class A liquor and Class A beer license by Bada. I'm gonna screw this up, but Malkina LLC at 2278 Bay Settlement Road with a licensed premise described as front area building and storage room by the cooler. Currently licensed as RKOA Enterprises, Inc., and contingent on the approval of the proper authorities. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Law,
No objection.
please?
Please concur.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Do I have a
Second.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nays? No nays. Clerk Jeffrey, do I need to state who says which?
No, I can, sorry, I can tell.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Consideration with possible action on a renewal application for a Class B combination license by Green Bay Botanical Gardens, Inc. at 2600 Larson Road with a permanent license description as Schreider Education Center, patios, concessions, and trails. 2022-23 license year included an additional of trails in the premise description. That this is also contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities and requires council to waive the ordinance recommendations for outdoor premises. Law.
No objection to the approval with the exception of removing trails so that it's the Schneider Education Center patios and concessions. I believe there was some communication with the agent from the clerk's office regarding the removal of trails from the application.
So do we need to amend this to remove the trails?
Before you do that, I would actually open up the floor so you can hear from the Botanical Gardens.
Oh, perfect. There's someone here. Okay.
Motion to
Yes.
open the floor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, the floor is now open.
Thank you. I'm Susan Garrett. I'm the executive director and the
Susan?
agent for, yes, can you hear me?
Yep, thank you for your name, but could you also state your address for the record?
Sure. Do you want my home address or my business address?
Either or.
Okay, business address 2600 Larson Road, Green Bay 54303.
Thank you.
So we would like to keep the addition of the trails in there. We did a temporary amendment to our license last year during Garden of Lights to allow us to sell hot chocolate with, we usually sell like a Bailey's, a shot of Bailey's or a shot of something in there. I don't know exactly what to put in there, but we're not selling full liquor. It's just a shot in a hot cocoa, and it allows people to walk the trails. And I guess we were hoping we could get that included in our license premise description so that we wouldn't have to come back for a 6-week waiver every year for that particular authorization.
Thank you. Any questions for Susan?
No.
All right, I'll take a motion to close the floor.
Motion to close the floor.
Second.
All in
Aye.
favor? Any nays? Okay, the floor is now closed.
Alder, if I may.
Yeah,
So what the Botanical Garden sought last year was not a waiver or an addition, but rather a special event. So like any other license holder who'd like to have to serve alcohol outside of their licensed premise, they came last year for a special event application, which is made directly to protection and policy. This year, they'd like to include the trails as a permanent description in their license application, which of course is up to you.
Oh, gee, I had a question for Susan. Can we open the floor again, please?
Motion to open the floor.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Susan. So
Yes.
I understand you want to do this, you did it during the holiday Christmas season. Is there any other events that you're planning on doing throughout the year that would require you selling on the trails?
No, we have the only other time that we serve liquor outside is during our concert season, which is in the summer months. But we have security that contains our guests with alcohol within the specified premise description. So it would be the patios, the concession building, and the Schneider Education Center. We do not allow people to walk the gardens with liquor, only Garden of Lights.
Okay. So would that say if it does include trails, would you still allow them on the trails or no?
No, we wouldn't. It's
Oh.
just too hard for us to control it because during Garden of Lights, we have staff that are stationed throughout the whole walking trail. Other times of the year, we do not.
Okay. All right, you answered my question. Thank you. Entertain a motion to close the floor.
So moved.
Do I have a second? All right. All in favor? Aye.
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 No one nays. Okay.
I have a question for staff.
Go for
If we grant this, then will they no longer need to apply for a special event license or whatever?
Yes, that is accurate.
Okay.
I had want to hear from Lieutenant Mahoney. Did you have any thoughts?
My concern, I guess, was the same as yours. If they're only going to have it during that event time, our concern is if there's people out on the trails and it's not being monitored. But as Ms. Garrett said, that if it's only during that time, the police would be okay with that. It's just, we get worried that now they're going to do that, but if something else pops up and all of a sudden they want to have an event on the trail, it'd be hard for us to know security wise to make sure it's okay. We don't believe there would be any issues being the botanical gardens. But that would just be one of our, pretty much our main concern, that all of a sudden something doesn't pop up and they have the event on the trails or something on the trails without knowing a decent security plan. But I do trust that it's not going to be anything outlandish or whatever. So if they do have an event, that they would still work with us to make sure there's adequate security, like during the Christmas lights festival.
Sure. Thank you. Alders, any thoughts?
I guess, I don't know if it's really all that onerous to apply for a special event, but I don't see any real issue going forward with this. If it helps out the botanical gardens, I'm certainly in support of doing what we can to support the botanical gardens. So I guess I would approve this.
I concur. So
I'll make a
entertain
motion to approve.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Nay. All right, that passes 4-0. Oh, where am I? Okay, consideration of possible action on a renewal application for Christine. I'm gonna screw this up, but can't say it. At 1689 East Mason Street with a permanent license description as 1-floor bar and deck and a license description of parking lot and garage until December 31st, 2022, as authorized by General Ordinance 0122. Contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities. Law Department.
Just one item of note, in terms of record of the applicant, there's one violation related to public health. I don't have extensive details from 2020. I don't think it's fatal to the application, but worth noting here. And we'll defer to the police department for further comment.
The police have no objection. It wasn't anything in our records, which leads me to believe it might have been through the county health department, which I don't have access to. So we have no objection to granting this renewal.
I'll give it a healthy approval. Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? That's approved 4-0. So my downfall, just a little tidbit, is when it comes to names, and I won't say a name if I know I'm going to screw it up. So,
It's Dinah.
so I apologize. All right, so off to the next. Number 11, consideration of possible action on a 2022-2023 renewal application for J&B Gas Inc. at 1480 Lime Kiln Road to change their license premise from single-story office C-store to C-store, contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities. Ms. Law.
I have a note here that the laundry was included in the original application, laundromat, and that the applicant had called to have that removed. I would defer to the clerk if that took place. Otherwise, if an approval is granted, it should be without the laundromat reference.
Yes, that's my understanding that the
Yeah.
laundromat was removed.
Does it look like they placed their head on it?
I'm sorry, yes, thank you. Thank you, Lieutenant Mahoney. So for the committee's edification, in the city of Chicago, oh my goodness, I was in Chicago this weekend, sorry. In the city of Green Bay, because of the class of our city, there are certain prohibitions for parallel businesses. And so you cannot have a laundromat and sell alcohol. So that is really the source of this matter. And my understanding is that, in fact, he did remove the laundromat from the description.
Thank you. Assuming law department, I'm excuse me, police has no issue.
Police has no objection.
Okay, thank you. I'll entertain a motion.
Seems like a clean wash to me. I motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 No nays. Okay, that's approved. Number 12, consideration of possible action on a renewal application for Font Style Winery at 345 South Adams Street with a licensed premise description as inside a building, porch, parking lot, front lawn. Contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities and requires council to waive the ordinance requirements for outdoor premises. Ms. Law.
Sure. Regarding Von Steel Winery, we have a couple of questions about the location. Understand from the application, the front lawn portion was struck out and initialed, so that isn't being included. But I don't believe the packet had any maps or reference to the fence. So perhaps just more information is needed. And I believe the representative is here in the meeting.
Okay, let's hear from police department first.
The police department concurs with the law department with the front lawn. I believe in the past with COVID, everyone was granted up to their property lines. But we have no objection, but as the law department said, we'll hear from the owner.
Okay. I will entertain a motion.
Motion to open the floor.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? None. Okay, the owner's here. Which one's you? Brad?
How are you
or-
doing?
Good. Can you just state your name and your address for the record?
My name is Brad Schmiling. Address of the property is 345 South Adams Street, Green Bay.
Thank you. So the question at hand is regarding the lawn. Could you explain that to us?
We have a small patch of lawn that's probably 12 feet deep in front of the business. The that we have a couple spots for tables and chairs. So we've been trying to do more outside. Of course, being a smaller building, that's 35 by 35 feet. It's tight inside, so anything we could do to expand outside would only help gain more customers and keep them around a little longer, especially in the last couple of years. There's a hedge that surrounds this lawn, with the exception of the entry into the property. So it's somewhat contained by that hedge, and that's just the area in question.
Thank you. Alders, any questions?
No, none of staff has anything else.
If not, I will entertain, thank you, Brad. I'll entertain a motion to close the floor.
Motion to close the floor.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nays? All right, floor is now closed.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Well, I'll
Second.
second that, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Nays? All right, that passes. Okay, number 13, consideration with possible action on a Class B combination license for Captain Jack's LLC at 101 Bay Beach Road with a revised license premise to include a west outdoor patio. Contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities and requires council to waive the ordinance requirements for outdoor premises. Staff, wow.
Just one item of note, in the history, the applicant has been guilty and 5 people, OWI second. Again, I don't think that's a fatal flaw to the application, just worth noting, and I'll defer to the police department for any additional comments on that. And then related to the patio, the lack of delineations and markings, we'll keep pause for discussion on that in terms of if some points of clarification if an approval is desired by the committee just regarding the approval just because of the unique circumstances of this location. So I can pause on that and defer to the police department for additional comments.
Yes, with this, obviously, the OWI gave us some pause, but we've never had issues at this establishment. I believe they're tucked in kind of with the South Bay Marina, so there is actually a gate that a lot of times they have to go through, and the gate is closed at times. I do know in terms of the patio as well. I know in the past, I believe council was trying to amend the ordinance about the 6-foot fence. And we just asked that there's some type of markings or shrubbery or something that delineates exactly where the end of the area of the liquor license is compared to just regular parking lot or property that's not part of the liquor license. That's what we would like to see, but we have no concerns about handing alcohol over a fence or through a structure or whatever, based on the location that it's at.
Laid out, there are demarcations. Officer Mahoney?
You broke up the first part. I just heard
Okay.
demarcations.
Yeah. So the plan they submitted, there are demarcations laid out, so that is.
Yeah, as long as there are demarcations where, yes, we could tell that here's where the porch ends or the area that you would grant the liquor license for. Here's where it's allowed, here's where it's not allowed.
Mhm. Okay. Motion to approve.
Do I hear a second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, that's approved. Number 14, consideration with possible action on a 2022-2023 renewal application for Daily Buzz LLC at 130 East Walnut Street for a reserve Class B liquor and Class B beer license with a new license description as first floor, second floor, outdoor patio, 9th floor, 3rd floor art gallery. 3rd floor art gallery has been added and with the approval of the proper authorities. Ms. Law. Please.
The police have no objections. Our community police officers have met with the owner of this building recently. As there was an issue, but he addressed it immediately. He's installing security cameras around the building and on the floor, so we don't believe this will be any issue at this building.
Perfect.
Motion to approve.
Do I hear a second?
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nays? All right, that's approved. Consideration with a possible action on renewal application for a 6-month Class B beer license for De Pere Dodgers Baseball Club Inc. at 1450 East Walnut Street with a change of agent, contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities. Ms. Law.
No objection.
The police concur.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Do I hear a second?
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays? All right, that's approved. Number 16, consideration with possible action on a 2022-2023 renewal application for a Class B combination license by 129 South Washington LLC at 129 South Washington Street with a license description as bar room, 3,900 square feet, storage room, outdoor patio. Outdoor patio was granted by council in 2020 and contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities and requires council to waive the ordinance requirements for outdoor premises. Ms. Law.
No objections, but would note, the message I received from the clerk's office was that this facility still needs to complete inspections or an inspection of the outdoor patio area. If that's correct, just noting that for the committee.
Mr. Police Officer.
The police concur with law.
Perfect. So this will fall under, if we approve this, this would fall under the authorities' final approval.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Entertain a motion. I think Randy's frozen. Oh, Randy's gone.
When I see him log back in, I'll accept him
Okay.
with your
All right, I'll
approval.
accept- Yep, okay, I'll accept a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve contingent that they meet the required.
Thank you.
Items.
Do I hear a second?
second,
Okay, all in favor?
aye,
Nays? All right, that's approved, 3-0. Number 17, consideration with a possible action on the request by, I'm gonna screw this up. Someone want to say the name for me?
Tequila Maldonados.
Okay, thank you. Main Street LLC at 400, I should know the street, but that's Rogan Street? To
That's
change their-
Shane Street.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. To change their licensed premise to dining room, bar, and outdoor bar, garden, patio, back area, contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities. Currently, no licensed outdoor area on premise. Ms. Law.
No general objection. The same comment. The note that I have is that this outdoor premise, the beer garden patio is in construction stage, not completed, or in some different state that also would require inspections.
Perfect. Please.
The police concur with law.
All right, I'll entertain a motion.
So
Motion.
Make a motion to approve with contingent that all building inspections and all other inspections are completed.
Do I hear a second?
second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Nay? All right, that passes. Where are we? 18, consideration with possible action on a 2022-2023 for a Class B combination liquor renewal license application by Code 920 Inc., The Bay, at 805 Cloud Street. Miss Law.
Our recommendation is to not approve or to deny the license application. It's based on a refusal to follow the stipulation that was signed by the entity to provide video when requested. There's video related to various shootings and homicide investigation. I will defer to police for further comment on that. The violations of the signed stipulated agreement, those stipulated agreements are based in ordinance. It's section 4-8, number 8, which is any violation of any restriction, stipulation, or agreement entered into with the city of Green Bay or signed in consideration of a license issued by the city under this chapter is grounds for a denial.
Lieutenant.
Yes, this will be the third time that he's been cited for not following the stipulation and not allowing PD to get video. In the stipulation, it reads that if a Green Bay police officer demands a copy of video evidence of activities that took place within 14 days of the date requested, license shall provide the requested video evidence of the date requested in a readily viewable format to the officer or his or her designee within 5 business days. We had given them 11 days on this last one, 9 of which were business days, and still hadn't received the video requested. Pertaining to this video, it was a shooting that happened on the street outside of that bar, and we collected 10 shell casings from that shooting. And we made some contacts with the state tax revenue service. Currently, the owner does not have a withholding permit, so we're not sure exactly how he's paying his employees other than straight up cash. Anything else on that? He did come in and meet with Commander Warwick and go over a stipulation, and he was cited at that time, and there was still refusal to give the video that we requested.
When was that request made?
This last one was an incident that happened on December 26th, and he was cited later on January 5th of this year.
Need a clarification. So Lieutenant Nate Allen. So when you said the shooting was outside his establishment, was it patrons from his establishment?
We don't know. That's why we asked for the video.
Okay.
It was located there outside on the street, and there was a.
It's the only bar in that.
Yeah, it's the only bar in that on that street. There's no other buildings. We don't get very many calls and have a ton of problems with it. It's just that the 3 times over the last 3 years we've asked for video, it's been denied every time, and this is the 3rd time. So we're requesting a denial of the renewal.
I make a motion, we deny the
Well,
consideration.
is the bar owner here?
I don't see.
I don't see him either. Okay, well,
Well, I need another clarification.
Yep.
So I'm gonna ask it because I don't know, so. So I know that in our stipulations that when the police department requests surveillance, the owners are, but this situation at hand happened outside of his establishment on public property. So is he really at fault by not giving surveillance because it didn't happen in his establishment?
Stipulation doesn't say in this.
Yeah, the stipulation doesn't specify within his bar. It's just in the vicinity of that we requested the video, that he has video cameras that point in that direction. So we were requesting it to see if we could disseminate if it came from his bar or if we just could identify people, persons, or vehicles that were involved in this. Every other bar that we asked for videos, 2 of the big bars that we had issues with on Main Street had no problems at any time, and no other bar that we've ever asked for video, whether it was inside, on the sidewalk, on the roadway, has ever had an issue with giving us video. We've all worked well together. So I'm not sure what the issue is here on this one, but
So what you're telling me that the stipulation states that it's required to give that video.
yes,
Even though
under
it
the
has-
stipulation, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
They're not required to sign the stipulation, they don't.
Yeah, he signed all of the stipulation, initialed it, and then signed it. And signed it back in 2018 when they opened the bar.
Okay. Any other questions for the police department? If not, I will entertain that motion.
And we deny the consideration for renewal of the license.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second. The applicant was notified that his license was up for non-renewal, correct? I mean, he must have been. Was there have we heard anything from him at all?
So
I have
Alder
not heard
Scannell,
anything.
Yeah.
Alder Scannell, this is City Attorney Bunger. So the process is that the licensee will be notified when council actually does decide to not renew. And then they get a written letter identifying the basis upon which why the council decided to not renew their license. So in this case, it's going to be for the fact that they violated their stipulation agreement. And then it gives them an opportunity to request in writing a evidentiary hearing. So then if they elect to appeal that decision, then they come before PNP for an evidentiary hearing on the non-renewal.
Right, it's all coming back to me now. Yep, okay. Been a while since I've been through. Okay, second, yep, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, one passes 4-0. Thank you, Lieutenant. Number 19, consideration with possible action on the various liquor and or beer licenses renewal applications with no changes for the 2022-2023 license year, contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities. See attached. I'm assuming we all looked at it, so please, I'm assuming, Ms. Law, any comment?
No objections.
Police Department?
Please concur.
Thank you. Well, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
And do I have a
Second.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Nays? All right, that's approved. Number 20, right? Yep. Consideration with possible action on the various liquor and or beer license renewal applications with changes to the license premise description for the 2022-2023 license year, contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities. See attached. Ms. Law,
No objections.
Mr. Police,
Please concur.
thank you.
Motion to approve.
Here, a
Second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? That's approved. The fun one, information. Lieutenant Mahoney, liquor violation and police report.
We have no violations to report during this time. I do want to apologize to Alder Grant, Alder Morgan. We've been busy. Myself and Lieutenant Allen will be reaching out probably around the 1st of June. We'd like to sit down with each of you to have a meeting to listen to your concerns and to also convey what we do in the community police realm. It's just been very hectic for us, so we'll reach out. And you too, Alder Scannell. I know you like talking to us.
I want to come too.
Okay, you can come too.
This time, no cuffs.
All right,
No
I'll
promises.
entertain- All right, thank you for that update. I'll entertain a motion to place on file.
Motion to receive and place on file.
Have a
Second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All right, that's approved. Public hearings, I see none, so I will entertain adjournment.
Motion to adjourned.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? All
Aye.
right, we're adjourned.
Fun.